Welcome to week 11 of Content Area Literacy. You were celebrating a holiday over the weekend. I hope you had a happy holiday. And if not, I hope you also had a great weekend and enjoyed some of the sunshine, although a little chilly, enjoyed some of the sunshine yesterday. This week, we're continuing our exploration of writing and particularly thinking about writing as a form of inquiry and writing to learn. As I highlighted last week, I'm always hesitant to separate writing from reading too often because much of our history and educational context, we have a writing class and a reading class. And although that makes a lot of sense and there's certain practices affiliated with reading or writing that we do need to work on and are worth isolating, at the same time, philosophically and pedagogically, it's really important to recognize that reading can't exist without writing and writing can't exist without reading. And the more we do of all of them, the better we get at all of those things. And they are reflective of different literacy practices that can't really exist in a vacuum and exist. A writer has to have a reader in mind and so forth. So this week, though, we are continuing to think a little bit more in depth about some of the ways we structure writing opportunities, what it might mean to continue to think about writing as inquiry. And this week I share a couple readings, just two, about a strategy known as iSearch. Some of you might be familiar with it. It is used in some of the IB curriculum around the country. And so I ask you to take a look at that and see what it might offer your content area or area of specialization or grade level band. So I do want to share some things I learned from your post last week about your book review groups. I'm almost through those book reviews, so you should be seeing your grades soon. Anyhow, I really appreciated the group who read the special students with special needs and special education. That group talked extensively about the role of partners, and I thought that was particularly helpful. So all of you in that group, Alexandria, Amy, Nadja, Michelle, Amalia, several of you talked about how we have to really think about how we work with other teachers, how we work with families, how we work with administrators, how we work with students themselves, and particularly for the teachers who are earning licensure and have specialization in special education, that general education teachers, content area teachers who don't have that specialization really lean on you and rely on you, not to do all the work, but to also support them to do their work better and to share practices that are particularly helpful. And I thought that the dialogue around that distinction was really productive and helpful and thoughtful. So I appreciate your work there. I loved, so Aubrey and Andre had a nice conversation about some of the ways their book talked about writing prompts, particularly in relationship to science teaching and science classrooms. So I really enjoyed that work. Several of you went above and beyond the required posts. And some of you didn't have a robust conversation in your own content area by the deadline, so I appreciate kind of the cross-fertilization of your contributions in other groups. So thanks for your willingness to go to those other areas. This week, our module is posted, and we're back on schedule with our, Monday to Sunday routine. I have asked you all to do one more Flipgrid. We haven't done that for several weeks, and this week's Flipgrid is about the iSearch and the notion of writing to learn. I posted a quick video up there. 90 seconds is really short, but hopefully you'll be able to watch that and post your own video through the Flipgrid site. And there are a few other readings and writings that you are responsible for this week, including a very brief prospectus for your final paper. I just don't want you to get to the last week of the semester and realize you haven't put much thought into your final paper. This really just needs to be a paragraph. It could be a few bullet points. It does not need to be in a formal academic style or anything like that, but just share with me what you're thinking about. Run some ideas by me. I feel thankful some of you came by my office hours last week, so I was able to see you in person and also talk through some of the ideas you had. I know with one student, we talked through several different ideas, and I appreciate that kind of in-the-moment brainstorming. And as I mentioned to that particular student, Michelle, my hope is for all of you that this project will do some work for you. I do not want it to really feel like busy work or something that you're only doing for Dr. Buckley's class. I want it to be something that has some value for you, and if you can't use it in some specific way right now, that maybe it's something you could use in the future, or at least it feels like really good thinking for you, that you're able to spend this time thinking at length about something you wanted to think about. So make it do some work for you, run some ideas by me, and hopefully all of you will be able to choose and design a project that feels meaningful to you. All right, I'll see you online. Please be in touch with any questions.